Hey, good afternoon and welcome to Matt Murray Stadium and Brian Walker Field here on the field of what we would call Yosemite here at the Heritage High School. I'm here with Logan Parker.
Parker Logan.
Parker Logan. All right, Parker Logan. I got it backwards. Parker's a student here. He's going to be helping me doing the ball game tonight, and he's going to start us off with the starting lineup for the Heritage War Eagles.
Yes, so leading off for the War Eagles is number 7, Cooper Mann, playing center field. Batting second is Joe Walker, our second baseman, number 1. Then we have Boston Graber, left fielder, number 20. Hitting the big 4-hole is Jojo Martinez, our first baseman, number 27. 5-hole is 23, Ronnie Acosta. He's our DH. Next up is Easton Royal, number 6, the shortstop. Then we have Jacob Ham, our third baseman, number 5. Batting 8th is number 2, Thatch Dover, our catcher. Batting 9th is number 9, Jacob Lease, our right fielder. And then pitching tonight is Riley Templin, number 34.
And that is a look at the Heritage War Eagles for tonight's game versus Bentonville West. This is the third game against West this week. And from what I understand, it was a loss on Monday, 6-5, and a 4-1 win last night. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Outstanding. So this is a non-conference game against Bentonville West, which is kind of strange. And we're going to get ready to go here with the lineup for Bentonville West in just a moment. But before that, we'll take a short break for the national anthem, and we'll get started. Well, here we go. Heritage Baseball, the number 3 game of the week against Bentonville West. Bentonville West is 6-2 on the league. They're 6-3 in conference, 3rd or 4th place. Not certain. Heritage is in the top of the league. This is a non-conference. We're going to see Riley Templin on the hill for Heritage. For Bentonville West, Caden Jacobs is going to lead off with Eli Nestor batting second and the DH, and Jonathan Vieira will be in the hole at first base. Parker, tell us what you do here at Heritage besides just hang out here at the ballpark.
I'm on the bowling team. I'm a captain on the bowling team. I'm also on the drum line. I'm the section leader of the drum line.
Oh, outstanding. And what grade are you in?
I'm a junior here at Heritage.
Awesome. So we'll get to see you again next year.
You will.
You like what you're doing here with Mr. Davenport and the production? And
I do. I think it's a really great opportunity to meet new people and experience new things.
So tell me, were you at Bentonville West yesterday?
I was not, no.
No, okay. So you can't tell me what happened.
No.
We know it was 4-1. That's about all I got off the score at Scorebook Live. Riley Templin here, as we would call it in a baseball term, a crafty left-hander. He's going to start for Heritage, and Heritage having a good season, which seems to be a norm around here. A beautiful day at the ballpark. If you're watching us on your computer, shut your computer off and come out here to the ballpark because it's a beautiful day. And with that, Caden Jacobs, a shortstop for Bentonville West, is going to step in the box against Riley Templin. What do we know about Riley, Parker?
I like hanging out with him. I like playing basketball with him. He's pretty fun to hang out with. He's a good guy.
I saw him today walking in with some Chick-fil-A, and I kind of asked him, where's mine?
Yeah.
Riley, a lefty, he's going to start it off. That ball's going to be a fastball in the outside part for ball one, and we're on our way here at War Eagle Baseball. A lot of strikes always from Riley. That's going to be fouled off down the right field line into what we call souvenir alley. So 1-1 is the count. If you're in a hurry to get home, Parker, for dinner, you want to see Riley on the mound because he wastes little time up there.
Yeah.
And he's a guy that throws a lot of strikes, and he misses there with a low. I jinxed him, but he's a guy that's always around the zone. And if you're playing against him, you better get ready to hit the ball because he's going to make you hit it. And a fastball way out. So 3-1 here on the first hitter, Caden Jacobs. And there's a fly ball out to left field. Graber is tracking, and he's going to make the play there in deep left field. So that's going to be the first out. Not Geiger, Graber. Very good. So Riley retires Jacobs for the first out of the inning. And with that, Eli Nestor, the DH, steps in for Bentonville West. The fastball misses up for ball one. A lot of contact from the Wolverines here in game one on Monday. They put the ball in play. And there's a shot out to right field, and Jacob Lease is going to come down with that for out number 2. So 2 balls to the outfield, 1 to right, 1 to left, and there are 2 outs. And Jonathan Vieira, first baseman for the Wolverines, steps in. And a ball low. Parker, what else you do around campus? I mean, what's your specific role here on the production team?
I mainly do cameras, and here and there I'll do some commentary.
And if Vieira fouls that one back to even the count 1-1. So cameras, top, side, middle. How do you decide who?
It's really just what Davenport puts
Whatever
you on.
Mr. Davenport tells you to do.
It's all luck of the draw.
I gotcha.
It could be completely day-to-day.
Yes,
difference.
and that's Jerry Davenport.
It is.
Yeah, he directs this whole system of Heritage War Eagle Television and does an unbelievable job with it.
He does.
Vieira fouls that one back, making the count 1-2. And a breaking ball down, and that ball's popped up. Joe Walker tracking into an area, and he's going to make the play there in the right field line, and that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Riley Templin, and Heritage will come up to bat even as the score is 0-0, bottom of the first. We'll take a break.
I looked round
Mad Murray Stadium, as we call it. So Cooper Mans, center fielder for Heritage, is going to lead off the inning. Joe Walker on deck with Boston Graber, the left fielder, in the hole. Arnold on the bump. I don't like saying that in this spot. But Arnold is the starting pitcher for West, and he misses outside for ball one. And a fastball catches the outside part. 1-1. Little different setup tonight, Logan.
Yeah. On the complete opposite side of the box.
Yeah, well, I know. It's kind of a weird setup for me. I was kind of used to being on the other side.
Yeah.
So. Mann's going to foul that one down the right field side to make the count 1-2. Parker Logan.
It's whatever. I'll answer to whatever.
And a curveball misses out. 2-2. Outfield seems to be straight away for Cooper. Counts 2-2. Leadoff hitter for Heritage. Cooper's going to drive that one to straight away center field. Vincent looks like he's got a beat on it. He gives it a ride out there in Yosemite, but it's going to be out number one. Played perfectly, we would say. The center field had him played perfectly.
He's done pretty well the past couple times we played him. He had a catch on the wall against Bonnie.
Yeah, that was
a really good hit, and he managed to get back there on the left side of the field.
Yeah, so he's got some range out there, and he covers some area. And Cooper put a little bit of a charge in there, 385 to dead center, and he was out to the warning track, so he didn't get cheated, but it's going to be one out. Walker's going to square to bunt. He's going to take ball one. Walker misses that outside pitch, fouls it out down 71 Business Alley for strike one. So 1-1 is the count. Walker, the second baseman for Heritage. Kind of a mainstay there most of the season. Fastball misses outside. Walker bears a striking resemblance to the third base coach, which
I think they're somewhat related.
I think they're somewhat related. Yeah. There's a foul ball back. 2-2.
They just so happen to have the same last name.
So it's somewhat coincidental.
Yeah.
I've often wondered why they even paint the square for the third base coach to be in, because nobody ever stands in it.
Well, not even the first base either.
Right. Walker shoots one down the left side into the bullpen. Count remains 2-2. Now, Mr. Walker, a freshman? Is this correct? Or sophomore?
He's a sophomore.
Sophomore.
Only freshman we have is Boston Graber.
Boston Graber's the freshman. There's a shot at the second baseman, but Gibson's going to come up with that one easy, a one-hopper for out number two. What we would call a Sunday hop for a 4-3 out. And the second out of the inning, bringing up Boston Graber. Beautiful day at the park, somewhat windy. Old Glory seems to be kind of being hammered from the west end here, so anything up in the air to the right field was going to have a chance to really carry out of here. Arnold with the pitch. Fastball catches the inside part for strike one. Now, there's a guy out there in left field, and I can't tell with the size of it if that's a Great Dane or a Shetland pony with the size of it.
That is a big beast.
Graber pops one up. Gibson tracking out there into the right field and makes nope. He drops it in foul territory, reminiscent of a play that all Razorback fans would like to forget a few years ago in Omaha in a World Series and a dropped foul ball. But just like that, the count remains 0-2. Graber steps back in with new life here in the bottom of the first.
It almost looks like a goat.
Yeah, it made you turn your eyes to see what is that out there. But
Yeah.
I think it is a Great Dane, a black and white Great
Oh,
Dane.
yeah, I see it now.
And he is a long, lanky dude. Arnold with the pitch. Graber's going to hit almost the identical out to right field. Jeremiah Jones is tracking, and this time the slide is going to be successful and the catch. So Graber fouls out down the right field line for the third out, and Heritage goes 1-2-3, and with that, we'll be back for the top of the second. So we're back here in the top of the second. Bentonville West is going to set up center fielder Vincent and third baseman Damian Bridgman and right fielder Jeremiah Jones. Vincent, a ranging center fielder, wouldn't you say, Parker?
Yeah. He has been all over the place.
And saved what looked to be a game-tying home run on Monday night up there in left center field. He steps in from the left side, and Templin there's a bunt down by Vincent, and the throw is going to go into right field. And there goes Vincent to second, and he's going to be in standing with a bunt base hit, but an error is going to move him to second base. So Vincent on with a bunt single, and Monday night, the number four-hole hitter will surprise you with the bunt. He's standing there at second.
Yeah.
Damian Bridgman, third baseman for West, steps in. And a fastball misses outside. And Parker, this in a future tense, this would be the third game of the series.
Yeah.
And what we would call the rubber match to break the tie. Non-conference setting here, but probably in the future, maybe something you might see in the conference are three-game series. Well, that fastball misses in.
This is even the fourth appearance because we were supposed to play them yesterday.
Like Tuesday, and somebody forgot to tell the umpires to show up. Or the umpires didn't get the message. But anyway, the Bentonville or the War Eagles make a ride all the way to Centerton, only to turn around and come back and go back Wednesday when the umpires show up. So, and there is a ground ball that's going to roll foul. Thatch Dover is going to pick it up first, and that's going to even the count. Or I'm sorry, it's going to make the count 2-1. My brother-in-law is a longtime baseball softball coach. And his motto with umpires was they're only bad if they don't show up.
Yeah.
So he would have said we had some bad umpires on Wednesday night.
I mean,
or on Tuesday night.
They make the game possible. So
it's hard to play without them.
Yeah.
We yell at them, but we got to have them. There's a ground ball at Jacob Ham. He's going to throw across to Martinez. And the throw back across, Vincent's going to beat that. But nice play by Jacob Ham to get Bridgman at first base. That makes it 1 out and puts Vincent at third. It's almost like it's like ESPN around here, Parker.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you got the monitors, you got kids, you got, the cameras. I mean, we've got some big time stuff going on here at Heritage.
Oh, yeah.
And again, if you're watching it on your computer, shame on you. You should be here watching the game because it's a beautiful day.
Hard to come by here in Arkansas.
It is, yes. Jeremiah Jones, the right fielder for West, swings and misses at the first pitch. He made a really nice play just half an inning ago down the right field line on Boston Graber to get the third out. Infield in for the War Eagles. Riley quickly ahead in the count, 0-2 with 1 out here. A strikeout would be humongous and be able to move the infield back. The pitch, and he got him. Jeremiah Jones swings through that breaking ball in the inside part. And nice pitch by Riley Templin to get the strikeout for the second out of the inning. And Ben Arnold, the pitcher, steps in. Arnold came in to play a little right field on Monday night in a pitching change. And he's on the hill tonight and in the box here with 2 outs and a runner on third base. And that's a ground ball foul down the third baseline. Parker, you get some strange sounds when Riley pitches. don't you think? You get some sharp pings.
Yeah.
So it's just not that, real crisp sound, and that's a credit to Riley that he's keeping it off the sweet spot of the bat.
He's keeping them on their toes for sure.
And a foul ball there to make the count 0-2 to Ben Arnold. So with 2 outs here, Riley Templin's got a chance to get out of this unscathed.
There it is.
And he does with a nice fastball, and that's going to ring up Ben Arnold for a strikeout and the third out of the inning, and that's going to end a chance to score for West. And with that, 0-0 going to the bottom of the second. We'll take a break. Cruising along. We're 17 or 18 minutes in, and we are in the bottom of the second. And Ronnie Acosta, our designated hitter, Joe Martinez. I always get ahead. Joe Martinez, our first baseman, Acosta on deck, and the designated hitter. Ben Arnold here with the delivery, and that fastball is going to miss outside. Martinez, the first baseman, does a really nice job making his infield look good in a lot of nights.
He does.
He does a good job over there. And another fastball up. Quickly, they count 2-0. And a foul bought back. Parker, tell me a little bit about Heritage Bowling.
I think we're one of the best in the area. Like,
Yeah.
Not just trying to brag, but like we are. We have one of the best coaches, Coach Juan Garcia.
Yeah.
He knows everything. He gets really good volunteers. We have 2 on deck right now currently that help us get to where we need to be.
Yeah.
Last year we finished second in conference by 7 pins.
Oh, wow.
The boys did. Right behind Bentonville. That was a tough loss. And then this year we finished third in conference, and the girls swept.
And there's a drive to right center. That ball's going to be tailing back to Jeremiah Jones. He's going to make the play, and Martinez will be out for the first out of the inning.
He's got some wheels on him.
He does have some good speed out there in right field. That play in right field is going to be a little bit unique as the sun gets lower and the wind continues.
Yep.
So 7 pins away from winning the conference.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Ronnie Acosta in for Heritage. And Parker, where's the home lanes? I mean, where do you?
We like to consider Rogers Bowling Center.
That's you?
That one.
Home of the War Eagles?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Fast Line's also a kind of our alternate home.
Gotcha. Acosta swings through the breaking ball in the outside part, making it 1-1. Well, if you're a longtime Rogers person, which I am, even though I have an accent that may sound like I'm not, Acosta misses there for strike 2. One might say the best burgers in town are at the Rogers Bowling Alley.
I believe it. I go sometimes to practice just for the food. I mean, it's one of the best experiences you can get.
Pretty good. Word of mouth.
Yeah. I can. Well, so bowling's an interesting sport. We're like one of the only sports you can actually eat and drink during practice.
And it's
It is quite phenomenal.
Yeah, there you go. That.
But yeah, no, they always have something new on the menu, constantly changing, always phenomenal food. I've never had anything there I do not like.
Well, Drake, the catcher for West, might have taken that one off the thumb a little bit. They're there to check him out, but it looks like he's okay. The count 1-2 to Acosta. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. The ground ball is going to be faired, and they're going to keep him on the base. Bridgman there makes a nice play across the diamond to Vieira. Vieira keeps his foot on the base, and Acosta's out for the second out of the inning. Shortstop Easton Royal, which I say this every broadcast, if you're a baseball fan and your name is Easton Royal, that's like the greatest baseball name ever, don't you think?
I agree.
So, Easton, the senior shortstop. And he's going to lay a bunt down, and Bridgman's going to let it roll foul.
That was almost perfect.
Almost perfect. And you know that the baseball fields, all baseball fields kind of taper away to run the water off the field. So it was a nice idea by Easton, but it's just going to be strike 1. So you can eat and practice at the same time. There's some good things going on there.
Yeah.
Parker.
To hang out with your friends that are on bowling team, get ready for competitions, and have a good snack.
Yeah, there you go. Fastball in. And then, if I was on the bowling team, I'd probably gain about 30 pounds. 'Cause I just love those burgers at the bowling alley.
There are definitely some moments you feel a little bit bigger than you should.
Royal, who doubled twice here Monday night, sends one down in the souvenir alley. And the count's going to remain 1-2. Easton and I have a little bit of a history. Easton used to come around here when he was in elementary school and try and sneak basketballs out of my office.
I believe it.
So normally I kind of turned my head, and he did. And there's a rocket at Jacobs at shortstop, and he's going to take that line drive, and that's going to be out number 3. So after 2 complete, Heritage 0 and the Wolverines of Bentonville West 0 will go to break. Well, at the hallowed grounds of Matt Murray Stadium, Bentonville West is going to step in here, the top of the third inning.
It's been super eventful first 2 innings.
Yes, we have seen in 7 hitters for West and 6 for Heritage getting to the plate, so almost perfect so far.
Pitchers are really getting it done up there on the mound tonight.
So Gibson, second baseman for West, is going to be up, and he's quickly ahead in the count, 2-0 in the top of the third. And the foul down the right side, 2-1. You got to pay attention when Templin's pitching because he is rapid fire, to say the least.
He wastes no time at all.
He's on the pitching plate and on his way home. And a fastball is going to make it strike 2. Nice pitch by Riley. Two. And a ground ball foul past third base. Quit messing with me, Davenport. Gibson's going to send a base hit out in the right field. I'd have been on that one if I wasn't being fouled from the back. I got over the back. So Gibson's going to be on with a second base hit for Bentonville West tonight. Brings in catcher Driggs. Levi Driggs has gone the distance behind the plate at least Monday night, and I'm assuming he caught last night. That's a lot of energy expended when you're catching.
Oh, yeah.
And a throw over to first. You know, and by rule, Park, you may not know this, but as a left-handed pitcher, you draw like a 45-degree angle from his back foot toward the first baseline. And his foot has to land on it or toward first base to throw it to first. If he breaks that 45 degree,
balk.
It's a balk.
Yeah.
So when you watch Riley, he is right on that.
Yeah.
And in a high school baseball game with 2 umpires, that field umpire has a really, really hard time picking that out.
Oh.
And a breaking ball there for a strike. Nice pitch. And a lot of times you'll see, you know, like when he pitched a few weeks ago, that runner at first base, he's leaning back. He's not sure if that ball is coming over to him or if it's going home. And that's just one of the advantages of being a left-handed pitcher. And there's...
I thought it was coming to the plate. I was so ready for it to be coming to the ditch.
Yeah, and he's right on the edge, and that's where you want to live if you're that crafty left-hander. And the bunt is fouled back by Levi Driggs, making it 0-2. And let's see, that kind of takes the bunt out of play here. Not completely, but
It's more risky play.
0-2. There's a ground ball foul, and Ham's going to pick that up barehanded and back to Templin. So still 0-2. So Levi Driggs is doing his best to make Riley throw as many pitches as possible. Foul ball down the right side. Templin's trying to figure out what he's got to throw to make this guy miss. Maybe not a strike here, Riley. Maybe throw something a little in the dirt or a little high.
They can reach for it.
Yeah.
There it is.
And there's a changeup and a beauty, and that's going to strike out Drake for the first out.
Figured out what it was.
He found it.
Yeah.
You always like to see those off-speed pitches like that on the outside part, something that they got to reach for, and maybe it's not even a strike. So I think that was really, really an outstanding pitch by Riley Templin. William Geiger, the left fielder. And another foul ball.
It was a good block there by Thatch Dover.
Very good. I am a little bit out of sorts here. This is Caden Jacobs, the shortstop and leadoff hitter. Reiger is playing left field, but I believe he's being DH'd for. So this is Caden Jacobs, shortstop. One out here in the top of the third. And there's a ground ball at Ham, and that's going to be fair, and that's going to be extra bases. Graber chasing in left field. Gibson is going to hold up at third, and Caden Jacobs is going to be in standing with a one-out double. So a single and a double for West, and they have something moving here against Riley Templin and the War Eagles in the bottom of the third. One out. Eli Nestor, the DH for West. And a curveball is going to catch the outside corner for strike one. Eli flied to right field in the first for the second out of that inning. Quickly down 0-1. Fastball is going to be catch the black for strike two. So two really, really nice pitches by Templin to get ahead in the count. Not quite the congestion here at the old ballpark as there was on Monday night with softball and middle school track meets and everything else. There's a ground ball foul. A little more calmer.
We still have the two games having in the softball field, though, for the tournament.
Yeah, the Bruce Dean tournament going on here just to the south of us at the softball stadium.
Is that the Coach Bellman Stadium?
Well, maybe that's Matt Murray Stadium, too. I mean,
he owns the entire thing.
Yeah, I think. There's a fastball down and in and fouled. A lot of foul balls, a lot of strange sounding swing or hits when Riley Templin is pitching. 0-2 to count. Infield in for Heritage. Score 0-0. Top of the third inning. There's a fly ball to deep right field. Lee's tracking it. He's going to make the play. Gibson is going to score for the first run of the game for West. Caden Jacobs is going to move ahead on that deep fly ball. Nestor made a really, really nice contact, and Lease made a really nice play at the warning track in right field. 2 outs. Jonathan Vieira, first baseman. And there's a drive into left field. That ball is hooking, and it is just a couple feet foul. Vieira gave it a ride into the left field, but it's going to end up just a long strike. Jacobs, leadoff hitter at third base. Board has us for 1 out. I believe there's 2 outs. Vieira down 0-1. Fastball misses in. There's a shot into right center, and it's a long play, and it's going to get by Lease all the way to the wall. Man comes up with it. The relay from Joe Walker, and he's going to be safe. And Jonathan Vieira is in with a triple and a 2-out RBI, scoring Caden Jacobs. Jacob Lease with a great effort there, Parker, but just came up a little short. Parallel to the ground on the dive.
Yeah. Well, Cooper Mann did a good job there backing him up, because you never know in that situation he's going to catch it or not.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So he was, as we would say, on his horse. Means he was running fast. But that's going to be the second run for West this inning, and Vincent's going to take this one down the right side in the Souvenir Alley from strike one.
Almost went out the front gates to the stadium.
Rolled it right out into the football stadium. And Vincent shoots this one into left field, and that's down for a base hit. Vieira is going to score. Vincent on his way to second, and he's in there with a stand-up double. Still 2 outs. Damian Bridgman, third baseman. Templin has gone the distance here, and things have been led off. Gibson for West leads off with a single. Driggs strikes out. Caden Jacobs doubles. Nestor flies out. Vieira triples, and now Vincent doubles. So lots of balls making it into the outfield, Parker.
Yeah. West is doing it real good, keeping it on the foul lines and out of reach of our outfielders.
These are.
They really do not want our outfielders catching it.
Yes. There's some activity in the Heritage bullpen. So 1-0 the count here, 2 outs. Vincent at second for West. 3 runs in here in the top of the third. The throw goes into center field. Vincent's going to take off. No, he's not. And Cooper Mann comes out gunning. Great job by Easton Royal there to cut that off.
Quick snatch out of the air.
Yeah, I think Vincent might have made a really nice decision there to put the brakes on. That's Lake Pitcock in the bullpen for Heritage, warming up here in the top of the third. And another pickoff attempt. Vincent is back in. Ground ball to Joe Walker at second. He's going to gobble that up and over to Martinez, and Templin's going to get out of the inning. But not until West strikes for 3 runs on 4 hits, 2 extra base hits. And they're going to take a lead into the bottom of the third, 3-0. With that, we'll be right back. Here in the bottom of the third, Jacob Ham, which I always have to apologize, Parker, because the first game I called him Jack Ham.
Oh, yeah.
For the first couple innings until somebody texted and said, that's not Jack, that's his older brother.
Yeah.
But Jacob Ham steps in for the first time up. Ben Arnold for West has gone the distance so far into the third. He has faced the minimum. He is yet to give up a hit, and he starts Ham out with a ball. And a fastball misses on the outside part, just a bit outside. 2-0. Heritage needs some base runners, Parker. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Got to get some balls into play.
That's right. No kidding. Ball 3. So trying to find a way. As we say at my house, does it matter if he walks? We care if he walks. We do not. We just want a base runner. And that's ball 4, and Jacob's going to be just what we asked, the first base runner of the game.
It's like he's spoken in existence.
First base runner of the game for Heritage, and let's see if we can jump on the merry-go-round and score about 8 or 9 here. Thatch Dover catching tonight for Heritage. Next up, so the first base runner, and there's a ball outside, and Driggs, surprised he caught that one.
Yeah.
He was looking back against the wall to see if, but it was in his mitt. 1-0. So that's 5 straight balls for Arnold. And a fastball is going to break that streak to make the count 1-1. And Thatch lifts that fly ball. It's up high and in the wind. And shortstop Caden Jacobs for West is going to haul it in for the first out of the inning. Parker, all of these mechanical pencils I'm using are all ones I find on the ground walking around campus.
I do not doubt it at all. I mean, why go out and buy?
Why go buy some when
Yeah.
you just need to walk around a little bit?
You wouldn't even have to leave far from your office. I mean,
No.
you could just go in the gym and buy.
Exactly. So right fielder Jacob Lease swings through that one for strike 1. So Ham on first, 1 out, bottom of the third. Right fielder Jacob Lease, 0-1 to count. And foul ball number 2, and that ball goes right back to the catcher, and we're back in play.
That's just lovely. I mean, just sitting there, not having to move,
Yeah,
wait for anything.
So 0-2 the count. Throw to first. Ham is back safely. Center fielder Vincent shading to left field. Big gap there in right center. And that fastball misses outside. 1-2 the count. And another fastball misses out. Evening the count 2-2. That one was closer, but still not across the plate. It's really strange where you sit in a baseball park and really make things look like strikes and balls.
Oh, yeah.
And these fouls, that one back right off the head of Levi Driggs, the catcher. You take a beating back there when you're catching. You take a beating. Two. And these fouls, another one back. Oh. And he he hit one and 2 ended up in the catcher. I'm not a little hidden ball trick there for a second. 2-2. This is the 8th pitch of this at bat for Lee. So a great job here, just getting tough and fouling some pitches off. And the curveball misses low and away, and now the count is full. And another foul ball. So if you're trying to keep your pitch count under 20 pitches per inning and you pitch it 10 times to one hitter,
Yeah, I mean, good luck.
yeah, you're kind of running out of time there, Parker.
Yeah. This is what it looked like on Monday night.
And ball 4, and an outstanding at bat by Jacob Lease to draw a walk. 11 pitch at bat. And Lease is going to be on first. Moves Ham to second, and leadoff hitter Cooper Mann is next up for the Birds.
The War Chickens, if you may.
And there's some shirts going around that said winning is for the Birds,
Yeah.
and I have to agree with them. So Mann is the center fielder. He gave one a ride in the first inning, deep to the deepest part of the park, and Vincent, the center fielder for West, hauled it in for the first out. He's going to take a pitch on the outside part for strike 1. And a breaking ball misses out. So now with the runner at second, the shortstop and second baseman shorten up a little bit. That creates even more space. A lot of room there between the first baseman and the second baseman.
A lot of potential for something to happen.
Yeah, and right fielder Jeremiah Jones is shading the sun out there. If you've ever played right field in a sunny day, it's not fun out there.
Oh, no.
He's fighting it. That ball is low. Mann's going to get ahead in the count 2-1. So here in the bottom of the third, it's something moving here on a 2-1 count. There's a slow ground ball at shortstop. Jacobs is going to Caden Jacobs makes a nice play, but he's going to be late to first base. Cooper Mann's going to beat that out for an infield hit, and the bases will be loaded with Joe Walker, second baseman, next up.
Cooper's always been a fast.
He's got
kid.
good speed.
Yeah.
So that moves Jacob Ham all the way to third. Jacob Lease takes his 11 pitch at bat to second base. And Cooper Mann's on with a base hit. And that is Heritage's first base hit of the evening. So the no-hitter is out.
Yeah. It's out of question.
It's out of the question. Bases are loaded here, one out. And a meeting on the mound, and away we go. With the 3-run lead here, Bentonville West is going to play back, especially back at shortstop. Second baseman playing basically up the middle with the first and third baseman on the grass. Walker's first pitch is a soft liner to Gibson at second base. He's catching it, makes a throw to first, but he's late to get Lease. So 2 outs, the bases remain loaded. Boston Graber's next up for the Birds. So, Parker, not a hard hit ball, but one that could have been a hit if it was just somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
So, 3-0 hitter Boston Graber in here to try and keep this inning alive with the bases loaded.
Honestly, I think if the second baseman wasn't so far back, that could have been a base hit.
And the fastball is up and in for ball 1. And the shortstop was playing way over toward third base and tried to beat Lease back to the base to double him off, but he was late. And infield back here with 2 outs. And what looked to be a slider misses out. So 2-0 the count. That fastball is going to be in there for a strike. 2-1. So, Parker, I had a baseball coach, and in this situation, when I was pitching, he would say, we're playing hardball. There's no place to put them.
Yeah.
And the bases are still loaded with 2 outs. If you were at Razorback Stadium right now, there'd be a bunch of guys with mug hats on, right?
Yeah. I've yet to go to one of those games this year.
Yeah.
Usually make it out to 2 or 3.
So Graber in. The count is even 2-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. The base is loaded. And there looks to be a base hit in between the third and short. Ham's going to score. The throw is going to be cut off, and Jacob Leese is going to score, and that's going to be a 2 RBI base hit for Boston Graber. Mann moves to second. Ham and Leese score, and we got a ball game, Parker.
We do. Only took 2 hits.
We're off the snide. It took 2 hits, a walk, and JoJo Martinez in to keep this inning alive. Fastball catches the outside corner. Breaking ball low and away for ball 1. JoJo is what we would call a vacuum over there, like Hoover City at first base. Like he sucks everything up that comes his way. So batting in the 4-hole, first baseman. Takes another pitch high, 2-1. So with 2 outs here, Parker, any kind of contact, they're going to be off and running.
Yeah.
Mann with good speed at second. Graber at first.
Oh.
A fly ball toward the second baseman, Gibson, drifting behind first base, makes the catch, and they are out of the inning. But Heritage strikes with 2 hits and 2 runs and gets back in it. 3-2 Wolverines will go to the top of the 4th. Be back in a second. Jeremiah Jones for West is going to lead off the top of the 4th. Heritage strikes twice in the bottom of the 3rd to get back in the game. 3-2. Templin has gone the distance into his 4th inning of work. There's a bunt down, and that's going to be a base hit. Not much old Riley Templin could do but try and barehand that. And a nice bunt by Jeremiah Jones, and that's a base hit to lead off the 4th inning. Arnold pitching still for West. Next up for the Wolverines. And I think old Jeremiah over there is thinking that second base is in his future.
Yeah.
Throw over. He's putting his oven mitt on. That's what I call it. It looks something like you take the cookies out of the oven on.
Yeah.
But he's trying to get his oven mitt on, and he doesn't have it on.
Forgot to strap it on.
Yeah, and right fielder that has some speed and throw back over, and Jones is back safely. He's got enough speed that he could go on first movement, and it would be hard for Heritage to double him off. So he had him leaning back to first, and the pitch is inside for ball one. Ham even with the bag at third. Middle infield looks to be double play depth. And there's a drive out to right field. Lease ranging back. That's going to get over his head when one hops the wall. Jones around second, and he's thinking, but he's being held up at third. Ben Arnold up with a stand-up double, and the Wolverines have runners on second and third here in the top of the fourth.
Now he's playing on his oven mitt.
He is. They're all wearing oven mitts,
Yeah.
Parker. Gibson in for West. Gibson singled in the third inning and scored the first run for Bentonville West. And fastball misses in. Infield in for Heritage. Nobody out here in the top of the fourth. And a ground ball, and they're going to come home with it.
Oh.
And to throw to second.
Oh.
And he's out there. So Jacob Ham makes a nice play, comes home with it, Parker.
Yeah.
Questionable call at home plate. Thatch Dover makes an outstanding play to throw the ball to second. And with a ground ball to third base, there are two outs here, and only one runner on, no runs across, and two outs for Riley Templin.
Real nice heads-up play by Thatch Dover.
So Ben Arnold, who doubled, is going to be the lone runner left for Bentonville West here with two outs in the top of the fourth, and Templin is flirting with getting out of this without giving up a run. An outstanding play by Jacob Ham and really heads-up play by Thatch Dover, and there's two outs in one play and a nice breaking ball there to Levi Driggs for strike one. Driggs the catcher. Well, I've speed pitched there in the, I can't say the dirt, Parker, so I say the turf. So that ball was low, we'll say. And 1-1 the count.
Yeah, we don't have any real fields around here anymore.
You know, and nobody has to really wash anything.
Yeah.
I mean, and that ball is fouled off the front foot of Driggs for the second strike. And with that, Riley Templin is one strike away from getting out of this disaster without giving up a run. Snatching defeat from the jaws of victory is what we would say in the basketball office. And breaking ball is going to be low for ball two. So a bunt single. Second man up. Ben Arnold doubles off the wall. Runners on second and third with nobody out, and there's two outs and one strike away. Driggs fouls that one back. And he strikes out Driggs, and with all that, Parker,
He seals the deal.
He seals the deal. No runs across after 2 hits. The score is going to remain 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Magician gets out of that last inning without giving up a run. Ronnie Acosta, the DH for Heritage, is going to step in the box here to start the bottom of the 4th inning. Acosta puts a charge out to the left field. William Geiger is tracking, but Vincent's going to, center fielder is going to take priority, and Acosta's out for the first out of the inning. So, Parker, you said you did a little you do some drum line, too.
I do.
What's that like? I mean, what is that
It's something.
Friday night,
yeah,
halftime football kind of thing, a competition deal?
We're everywhere. Tomorrow, around 1 o'clock, we're going over to one of the elementaries to play for them. So
I gotcha. So, Easton Royal steps in here in the bottom of the 4th, 1 out.
Well, if it's anything like Monday, we'll have all the movements on the defensive end.
That's right. And that I didn't let old James Templin figure that out.
Yeah. They moved. Both coaches want to move everybody around.
And a ball low, 3-1. You know, in basketball, there's only 5 guys out there.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't necessarily, we have 3 positions. You're like guard or forward or center. So
yeah.
And Royal thought that was ball 4, but it's going to be strike 2, and the count is full here with 1 out. And there were 2 pitches there in similar location. One,
yeah,
a strike, the other a ball. Royal is on his way to first, and he draws a walk. Jacob Ham walked in the 3rd inning and scored. Heritage sent 7 to the plate in the bottom of the 3rd, came up with a couple runs. Fastball, taken for a ball. Ham, one of the mainstays on the hill, and playing third base tonight. Caleb Royal off to the races. No throw by Driggs. He's there basically standing up for a stolen base. So with 1 out, Heritage has their tying run in scoring position. Ham takes ball 2. One of the hardest things to keep track of up here, Parker, is when somebody steals, whether it was a strike or a ball. Because your eyes immediately go to the throw at second, and you have no idea if it was a ball or a strike. So Ham way ahead here, 3-0, actually 4-0. See, I told you we missed that one. So with the second walk of the inning, Ham, and his second walk of the game, there's runners on first and second. And we're going to take a short break as we're going to have a mound visit. So with some changes here, Parker, we're going to try and figure this out. We got Ben Arnold, I believe, moving from pitching to right field. Jeremiah Jones for West moves from right field to third base. And Damian Bridgman from third into pitch. Thatch Dover next up for the War Eagles with runners on first and second. 1 out. Ben Arnold leaves the game with a lead, but these two runners are his. Dover fly to shortstop in the in the third inning. Bridgman misses out, evening the count 1-1. So, what elementary are you going to school going to tomorrow, Parker?
I think it's East Side.
East Side. Well, that won't be far from here.
No, not at all.
So, what do you do? Do you welcome the kids when they come in?
If it's the testing thing, like it has been last year, they all come outside and they line up and sit by their grades, and we play a couple songs for them, and then their principal comes out and gets all them hyped for testing.
Gotcha.
Because
it's kind of a little pep rally thing. So is that fun, or is that?
Yeah, I think it's pretty fun, and I get out of school for a little bit.
Well,
so.
there you go. Miss a few classes and play the drums. All right. So 1-1 to count here with 1 out. Runners on first and second. And timeout called by Dover. Bridgman continues with the pitch. Easton Royal on at second. Jacob Ham on first. Those guys seem to be on base a lot.
Yeah.
Do we care how they get on base? We do not care. We just want them on base. Thatch lifts one to center field. Royal's going to tag. Vincent under. Royal takes off to draw the throw. Vincent makes the throw to third. Jones does a good job knocking it down. Easton did a nice job there drawing a throw. Dover's out. Fly ball. Center field for the second out. And Mr. Marathon at bat, Jeremiah Lee steps in. 11 pitches last time he was up, drew a walk and scored. So runners on first and second here. 3-2. The score, West leading. Bottom of the fourth inning. And that pitch is inside for ball one. You know, Parker, in baseball, the more pitches you see, the better your chances are of getting a hit.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
You just, odds are, the more you see,
Yeah.
the more swings you get, pretty soon you get one in play. So, you know, Jacob Lease is playing the odds right here. I'm thinking he's got a chance to really put a charge in one. And foul ball. 1-1. When do you think Mr. Davenport's going to get us some rolly chairs up here? It's hard to scoot up to this. And that's a pitch taken inside, 2-1.
And this table's a little high.
It's a little high. It's like in between standing and leaning.
Yeah. Just don't know what to do.
Wind's starting to decrease a little bit, but the sun deep in that right fielder's eyes. Boy, something out there is going to be an adventure. That pitch is way inside.
So he might get hit before he gets a hit.
Maybe 3-1 the count. And obviously Bridgman doesn't want to lose him here and put another runner in scoring position and extend this inning. Takes a strike to make the count full, 3-2. And now on the pitch, these guys are going to be taken off with 2 outs. So anything here is going to be at least 1 run. And the ball is inside for ball 4. And Lease is on again. The base on balls. Royal moves to third. Jacob, that's Jacob, not Jackham, moves to second. And Cooper Mann, leadoff hitter, is up. Heritage has sent 7 hitters up into third. And this is their 6th hitter in the 4th. So, and fastball, they're taken for a strike. Man singled on an infield hit in the 3rd. Flew deep to center field in the 1st. Ball 2 outside, so 2-1. Bases are full of birds, all on free passes. Fastball is going to be called a strike. That's a vicinity call, in my opinion. 2-2. Curveball way outside, so now the count is full again. Man's going to see something to hit here. That's my prediction, Parker.
Yeah.
And Souvenir Alley, watch out, softball game, foul ball. Runners in motion there. Easton's got to calm down a little bit because he was almost at home plate when he swung at it.
Yeah.
Don't take one in the teeth here, Easton. You're going to score easy. And ball 4. And 4 consecutive walks. And the score is tie. So Cooper Mann's going to get a RBI there for not swinging at a bad pitch. And Easton Royal is going to score. Ham to third, Lease to second. And the bases remain full, loaded for Joe Walker. And quickly, 2-0. Damian Bridges seems to be trying to work quickly. And he is quickly 3-0. And 3-0 count. Joe Walker's going to ground to the second. And Bridges is going to get out of it. But Heritage, on 4 consecutive walks, is going to tie the score 3-3 as we move into the top of the 5th. Bentonville West is going to come into the top of the 5th, and they're going to send their leadoff hitter, Caden Jacobs, the shortstop, in, and he's going to take the first pitch for a ball. Well, Heritage has rallied back here to tie the score, Parker. And really all kind of gifted. So Templin has gone the distance for Heritage. He's got 3 strikeouts. Jacobs is out there on a soft liner to Easton Royal for the first out. And other than the 3rd inning, he's been relatively untouched.
Yeah.
Well, the 4th, we'd say the 4th. He gave up a couple hits there and kind of did a Houdini act and got out of that. But
he meant to do it.
Breaking ball in for a strike. But when you play good defense and you make the right decisions, you can really help your pitcher out. Nestor, Eli Nestor, the DH, that's going to be a soft ground ball back to Templin, and he's going to throw it over the top of Martinez at first. And Nestor, the DH, is going to dive into second base on an error. So that's going to be E1 and a runner at second base. Have you ever played baseball, Parker?
Yeah, I played for 12 years.
Parker, have you ever pitched?
No.
Okay, so when you pitch and you're throwing on a downhill plane all the time, and then you got to throw one where you step uphill.
Yeah, good luck.
It is hard.
Yeah.
And that's what happened there. Riley was on the left side of the pitching mound and had to step uphill to throw the ball, and he threw it over the top of Martinez's head. It's not easy to do.
No.
Dover with a nice job blocking what looked to be a wild pitch and keeping the runner at second. Jonathan Vieira, first baseman, in. Jonathan's flagged to second base, and he's walked and scored in the 3rd. This is his third time up, first baseman for the Wolverines. Changeup misses outside. 2-0. And there's a base hit past Ham at third base. Graber comes up with it, quickly back into Ham. And with a base hit and an error, the Wolverines have runners at first and third with nobody out. Center field, Eric Vincent up. Nobody out here in the top of the fifth. 12 years, Parker, you played baseball.
12 years.
Did you play some here for Heritage?
I did not, no. I stopped playing. I was a catcher, so my knees and back were
Yeah,
quite
okay.
done.
So you were taking a beat and you had
Yeah.
enough of it after 12 years. And a throw over the first. And
I actually, Ronnie Acosta, who's DHing tonight, I caught him
oh, really?
in 8th grade, yeah.
No kidding.
He first moved to Arkansas, and here comes this big old kid. Had to catch him. Quite scary.
So he pitches a little.
He does, yes.
And Vincent lifts that ball. Walker tracking behind first base is going to make the catch. Step on first base, throw it home, and my friends, that's a triple play. Actually, it's not a triple play. So we'll recap that one just for a second. It's a fly ball by Eric Vincent. He's out. Joe Walker then steps on first base as Jonathan Vieira was stealing, and that's going to double him off to end the 5th inning for the Wolverines. That score is going to be 3-3. We'll be back in a second. So we move to the bottom of the 5th. Boston Graber, right left fielder, is going to step in for Heritage. And a 3-3 tie here going into the bottom of the 5th. Damian Bridges comes in relief of Ben Arnold from his third base position. And that's where we are now, 3-3. West scored 3 runs in the 3rd. Heritage scored 2 runs in the 3rd and 1 in the 4th to make it all tied up. And Bridgman down here 3-0 early. Fastball is going to catch it for the first strike of the inning. And Graber is going to knock that one past Jacobs at shortstop, and he's going to be on with a base hit to lead off the 5th inning. JoJo Martinez and Ronnie Acosta waits. And Heritage has something going here early in the bottom of the 5th. Throw over. And Graber is back safely. Martinez, the attempt at the bunt, the spin's going to make it go foul for the first strike. Good placement, Parker.
Yeah. Really good placement.
But
unlucky with the
spin. Yes.
I think one more thing we should add to our arsenal of technology.
What's that?
Is a speedometer.
Oh, yeah, like see how fast he's
yeah.
going. Yeah, we'll talk to Mr. Davenport. We need a radar gun up here so we can. Martinez offers, and he's going to take that for a ball. 1-1. Yeah, because Bridgman here, he at times can step it up there a little bit. It looks like he's got some pretty good velocity. He struggled at times with control, and there's a base hit into right center. That ball is going to be tracked by Vincent. Martinez on his way to second. He's going to be in there standing. In comes Graber, and that's going to take the lead for the Birds on a RBI double by JoJo Martinez. So 2 hits here in the inning, Parker, and the Heritage has a run and has the lead.
Good way to start.
He seems like he would throw hard, Ronnie Acosta.
Oh, he does.
That's
he has a cannon.
I was going to say is he's got the body to, and a breaking ball in for a strike. Breaking ball way outside for ball 1. Good job by Levi Driggs there for West to keep that one from rolling around, because that with where that one was heading, and it would probably carry him down to the right field line. Acosta takes kind of off the handle. That's going to be by Jacobs at short. Martinez will move up, and Acosta will be on by an air E6. Caden Jacobs, shortstop there, had to hurry. It was a slow ground ball and couldn't quite come up with the glove side. And runners on first and third. And still nobody out. And Coach Walker going to make a move here. And number 14, Braxton Graber is going to be in to pinch run for Ronnie Acosta. I assume that adds speed to the bases. Easton Royal is going to step in here in the bottom of the 5th.
Is that another pinch runner on third we have?
And
I think so, yeah, because we had JoJo Martinez.
Yes, and pinch running James Robinson for Joe Martinez at third. And Easton Royal swings through the first one for strike 1. So that's James Robinson at third, and that's Braxton Graber at first. And he's leaning and barely back at first base. Not good if you're a baseball player and you pinch run and you get picked off, and he was in danger there. Braxton almost.
And he's a pitcher too, so.
Yeah. And Royal offers at the bunt. Third baseman crashing. It's going to be called a strike, and the count's going to be 0-1. 0-2, excuse me. Throw over. Braxton Graber is back safely.
Both the Grabers in the game so far.
Yeah, it's Graber Central.
Yeah.
And Easton Royal here, 0-2 the count. Nobody out. And slider way outside for ball one. Middle infield playing double play depth. In on the corners. And that curveball is going to be swung through, and Easton's going to be down on strikes. So Jacob Ham steps in with 1 out, runners on first and third. And the bunt is placed down beautifully. They're going to try and beat Jacob to the... Jacob's going to beat the bunt out. A run's going to score. An absolutely beautiful bunt down the first base line. Jacob Ham is going to get a base hit and an RBI, and Heritage is going to take a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th.
Really good bunt and running. He had 3 defenders on him.
Yeah.
I mean, really hard to dodge a tag
Yes.
there. Really good job, though.
Yes. Outstanding job. Jacob Ham making a really, really nice play there. Beautiful bunt right down the first base line. And Thatch Dover in the box, in the 8-hole, and the catcher. Braxton Graber at second. Jacob Ham at first, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th. So 5-3, here's the score. And breaking ball, and Braxton is going to steal third. Braxton Graber there steals third on the fake bunt by Thatch Dover. Jacob Ham moves to second. So with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, runners on second and third, 1-2 the count. Again, the infield moving in. Dover is going to swing through that one for strike 3. And the second out of the inning. So Jacob Lease. So pitch hitting for Jacob Lease will be Wyatt Easley. Two outs here. Bottom of the 5th. Easley steps in. Damian Bridges with the delivery. And a breaking ball misses inside for ball 1. So we're going to have a pinch runner here. Number 8, Carter Muth, is going to pinch run for Jacob Ham. With 2 outs here. Easily with a base hit could score 2. That pitch down and away. And with that fastball in the inside part, ball 4. Easily draws a walk. and the bases are loaded once again. And I guess, Parker, if you walk, if you're a Heritage baseball guy and you walk or you get hit by a pitch, you get some kind of treat down there.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's some kind of little Sour Patch Kid or something.
Yeah, I see them sticking something.
Yeah, you get a treat. So Jacob Lees is going to re-enter the game for Wyatt Easley and run. So bases are loaded here in the bottom of the 5th, and there's going to be a mound visit, and we're going to take a break. So we're going to put Braxton Graber at third. We're going to put Carter Muth at second. And we're going to bring Jacob Lease back in the game at first. The bases are loaded. The score is 5-3 here in the bottom of the 5th. And Cooper Mann just drives one into left center. Way back. There's a collision. And the ball is going to be caught by Eric Vincent in center field, but there was a collision. Left fielder, right fielder running into each other. Mann puts a charge in one, but it's going to be an out, and the third out of the inning. 5-3 Heritage as we go to the top of the 6th. Templin back out there for the War Eagles, entering his 6th inning of work. Riley giving up 3 runs, all in the 3rd inning, all earned. He struck out 3, and he scattered what looks to be 5 hits over those 6 innings. Nice job by Riley Templin. Pitcher Damian Bridgman in for the Wolverines here at the top of the 6th. Jeremiah Jones on deck. And a fastball is fouled back, evening the count 1-1. It's hard to keep with all that, Parker.
Oh,
Just telling you. I mean,
you're doing a heck of a job.
It's slow, but it's fast, all in the same respect. That's a breaking ball on the inside for ball 2. Nice play there by Joe Martinez on the short hop, and Damian Bridges is going to be out 3 unassisted for the first out of the inning. The Hoover. Jeremiah Jones moved from his right field position when Damian Bridges came in to pitch, and now at third base. Always a threat to bunt, Jeremiah Jones. There's a base hit down the left field line. That looks like that could be 2. Jones on his way. Graber up throwing, but he's in there standing. with a double and a runner in scoring position for the Wolverines. I don't even like saying the Wolverines. I mean, I don't mind saying it because this is a War Eagle broadcast. I've lived here most of my life. I've never seen a Tiger or a Wolverine anywhere in the Bentonville School District.
Yeah, I don't even
You know what I mean?
Wolverines
But I
look
mean,
like.
if you're at Heritage and you move out, get a little east of here toward Beaver Lake, you'll see an eagle.
Yeah.
You
I've
know,
seen a
and the
couple
War
from my
Eagle
house.
Mill and the War Eagle, River and War Eagle this, that, and the other. But I've never seen a Wolverine or a Tiger in Bentonville. So Ben Arnold's in, and he's going to foul that one down to third base, and that's going to be foul for strike one. Arnold started the game pitching. Arnold has doubled in the fourth, and he struck out in the second. 5-3. Top of 6 here, Matt Murray Stadium. And a move to second is not executed.
It's a little pump fake.
It is, and sometimes in baseball you do stuff like that to kind of see what's going to happen. If he's going to score the bunt, is he going to take off? So you just make that move to kind of see what's happening. And there is the throw back to second, and Jones is back safely. So one out here in the top of the sixth. Templin with the changeup, and that ball is low. Evening the count 1-1. So, Parker, how many students we've got here on cameras and in the box? I mean, counting yourself.
Oh my. 1, 2, 3, 6. I would say we've got about 10 just here for the baseball game.
Yeah, so it's quite a production. I mean, this is the Jerry Davenport production company, and Arnold is going to get hit by the pitch. It's going to keep Jeremiah Jones at second, but Arnold will go to first with one out, and runners on first and second. And Brian Walker is going to make a visit, and he's going to ask for the ball for Riley Templin. Outstanding job, 3 runs, 5 hits, 3 strikeouts. Riley's going to leave the game with the lead. And in his stead, Lake Pitcott. With that, we'll take a break.
In the middle of a railroad track.
Lake Pitcock in relief of Riley Templin. Templin ends his performance tonight with 3 strikeouts and 5 hits. He didn't walk anyone and 3 runs. A really, really nice job by Riley, and leaves with a 5-3 lead here in the bottom of the 6th with 1 out. Second baseman Gibson here for the Wolverines. First time I've seen Lake this season.
Yeah.
Sporting the baby blue glove, and the slider is going to miss out. And the count 3-1. Sorry, I'm way off. 2-0. I could quit looking at the screen. 2-0 the count. And not the screen here. I'm talking about the scoreboard. And that breaking ball is going to find the mark. 2-1. With runners on first and second, boy, a ground ball here to the middle infield could get us to cornbread a little sooner.
Yeah.
Strike 2. Another good breaking ball by Pitcock. Activity in the War Eagle bullpen. Parker, you got a beat on who that might be? 3 consecutive strikes. And Lake's going to get Gibson on the old backwards K for the second out.
I think it's old Randy out there.
Looks like Randy Cooper up in the Heritage bullpen. Levi Driggs is going to ground the ball to Jacob Ham at third. And Lake is going to do an outstanding job. And he's going to throw to 2. He's going to get 2 outs. And that's going to end the inning and end the threat for the Wolverines as we go to the bottom of the 6th. So into the bottom of the 6th, Parker, with a 5-3 lead for the Birds. A couple more runs here and 3 outs, and we can chalk this one up for another victory for the War Eagles. Joe Walker in. Swings at the first one. A little dribbler to first base. Vieira is going to take that, and Walker is going to be out for the first out of the inning. Boston Graber, left fielder. Next up for the Birds. Fastball misses on the outside part. Fastball inside misses, 2-0. Graber tied up there with an inside pitch, and 2-1 as he fouls it down the right side. Fastball inside. You got to pay attention, Parker, because this guy for West, I mean, he's just pumping it one right after another. Ball 4. Graber's going to lead off. I'm sorry. The second man up here is going to be on first as Walker was out on the first pitch. Acosta, the DH, steps in. Why do I always do that? Joe Walker is going to bat before Acosta. Maybe I'll get that right before the end of the game. So Joe Walker.
Joe Martinez.
Joe Martinez. It's getting late.
You've had a long day, Coach.
A long day. It's a long day. A lot of syllables. Breaking ball there, and Martinez swings through. Well, I see Martinez step up there with a red bat, and I see Acosta, and for a moment there I get mixed up. Graber there at first. He walked. Martinez swings through the breaking ball for strike 2. Graber on his way to second. He's going to be in and then off to third as the ball is overthrown. Vincent up and a strong throw to third base, but not in time. And Boston Graber walks, steals second, goes to third on the air, and there is a bird 90 feet away from another run.
Used to 90 feet, aren't you? So the size of your basketball court?
94 feet, yeah.
Yeah.
And a breaking ball is going to get
Martinez.
Martinez for the second out. I got Walker in my mind. I keep seeing Coach Walker down there, and of course Joe Walker, and
it's a lot of Walkers.
maybe I think the guy's name's Larry Walker. So, so this is Ronnie Acosta.
It is
number 23, the DH, and gets started out with a breaking ball, but it misses inside. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. That breaking ball's in for a strike. 1-1 the count. Breaking ball swung through, strike 2. Acosta down the third base side, but just barely foul. That pitch misses way out, 2-2. I mean, it is rapid fire here with Bridgman. Breaking ball way out. Full count here. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th.
Uh-oh.
So ball 4, Acosta's going to walk. A little exchange between Acosta and Bridgman. But any way you slice it, runner at first and third with 2 outs as Acosta draws a walk. Easton Royal, shortstop, stepping in for Heritage. West is moving the outfield. They're going to play him to to the right side. Throw over, and Acosta's back safely. If you're the Wolverines here, you surely don't want to give up any more with only 3 outs left. Royal fouls that one back for strike 1. Ball is outside for ball 1, 1-1. Boy, Parker, you know, something over past the third baseman here you might run for several days is the way the Bentonville West outfield is slanting toward right field.
Looks like we have 2 center fielders and a right fielder.
It's kind of the way the left fielder, Greiger, is playing basically in left center, and breaking ball misses up. 2-1 on Easton Royal. Center fielder on the right side of second base.
It's almost like they're playing shortstop and second, just further out in the field.
Exactly. So they're at the same level there, aren't they? That's a good pickup. So that ball is up, and it should be 3-1. And Easton there with a strike just catches the bottom half of the zone. And swings through the third strike. And that's going to end the inning. So the Birds are going to leave a couple on base. They're going to get struck out twice. And we're going to go to the top of the 7th. 5-3 Heritage.
Looking forward to it.
Top of 7, Lake Pitcock's on in relief of Riley Templin. Riley went 6 1/3, or 5 1/3, sorry, and Lake in here to finish it off. And the first pitch to Caden Jacobs is a strike. Jacobs flied to left field. He's doubled, and he's popped out to the shortstop. That ball low, 1-1. Lake misses out with ball 2. Parker, we don't need any base runners. No, we don't need any base runners. It's been a long day.
Yeah. So let's get 3 outs and go
That's
home.
right.
Get some dinner.
Get some dinner. I like what you're thinking. And Lake misses inside with that. So some hemming and hawing from the War Eagle fans thinking that might have been a strike. That's going to be a strike. Fastball in there to make the count full.
I think there's any question about that one.
Yeah, and if you're West right here, you're trying to get a base runner at all costs, so you're not going to swing at something that's questionable. And a ground ball at Ham. He's going to not be able to come up with that. It was going to be a tough play, but Jacobs is going to be on. So the Wolverines are going to have their leadoff hitter on. And DH Eli Nestor. Once again, I'm fouled in the line of duty.
The one and only Davenport.
So Eli Nestor, the umpire, does not have his mask on. All right. So he's recording, and I think there was a bench warning to both, which I don't even know what that means in baseball.
Yeah,
you know, in basketball you get a technical, and the
Yeah.
team gets to shoot free throws. But I mean, in baseball you get to just fire at them until they throw you out of the game.
Pretty much.
So with that, both benches have been warned, and Eli Nestor in. And there's a ground ball at Walker. He's going to make the turn to Easton. Royal at second. Jacobs will be out on the first. No play at first. And Nestor's on with a fielder's choice. So, one out. Nice play by Walker, but not quite hit hard enough to get the double play. Jonathan Vieira, first baseman. That ball gets away from Dover, and Nestor is on his way to second. So ball one and a wild pitch for Lake Pidcock. Tying run at the plate, and Nestor now in scoring position. Ground ball. Ham is going to come up with it. He's going to try and make the play, but no chance. Base hit for Vieira. Jacob Ham, an outstanding diving play to make the stop, but unable to get anything on the throw to first base. Vieira is on with a single. And now there are two runners on, and the tying run is at first base. Eric Vinson, center fielder. Breaking ball is just a bit outside. Tried the corner and he missed.
He did.
Vincent fouls that down the right field side. Vincent is singled and doubled in today, second and third innings respectively, and has popped out to the second baseman. So he's 2 for 3, and he plays a mean center field, Parker.
Yeah.
So 1-1 to count on Vincent. And a good breaking ball by Pidcock. And Vincent swings through that for strike 2. The off speed had him out on his front foot, and he wasn't able to hold back. Strikeout for Lake would be huge here in the top of the 7th. And he got it. And breaking ball, and Vincent swings through it for the first out of the inning. And Lake has got a big out here in the top of the 7th. Damian Bridgman, who's currently pitching, started the game at third base, is next up for the Wolverines. Bridgman 0 for 3 on the day. A ground out to the third baseman, and a ground out to the second baseman, and a ground out to the first baseman.
He touched them all.
Now all he needs to do is hit one to the shortstop, and he will have a ground out
to all of the infield.
He'll have ground out for the cycle. So So 1-0 the count there on the pitch in the turf. Breaking ball misses inside. 2-0. Walker going to make a visit. And a pitching change looks imminent.
That'd be interesting.
It looks like he's going to remain with Lake Pitcock. And I know my eyes are fading, but that looks like number 16 in the bullpen.
It does look like
But
16.
on the roster, there is no 16.
It's not 16. It's a mystery player.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery player. We want to think that's who did you think that was, Parker?
Randy Cooper.
Randy Cooper. But with all that said, Lake Pitcock is going to remain in the game. Damian Bridgman. And a ground ball at Easton Royal. He's going to opt to first base. He's going to throw Damian Bridgman out. And that will end the game for the War Eagles. 6-3. The Birds are on a winning streak. They won 2 out of 3 this week. Took the series from Bentonville West. That's going to keep them atop the conference standings. And with that, Parker Logan, not Logan Parker, thank you for your time. Mr. Davenport, outstanding job once again with your staff. And we appreciate all of you that have tuned in to watch War Eagle baseball, and we'll be back at it again soon. With that, have a great evening.